What up, what up, what up? Let's do this, man. Let's go ahead and get that driver intro going. How about that?
Yes, sir. So we're gonna start off with pole, Mr. Jump in the Fire 8842.7. Very fast during this period. What did you say?
And go ahead, man. I'll let you take it on.
Of course. My bad. So, Mr. Jumpin, we talked to him earlier today. Definitely one of the faster individuals today. And we're gonna go to his co-partner in row one. That would be Rick, the risk taker, in that number 11 National Debt Relief car, 42.8. Little bit of a gap in between it, a tenth of a second. But we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go NASCAR Baby for third, Vanilla in fourth, Andy in fifth, Aluminum to round out the third row. Yeah, that's mine.
Today's race brought to you by Mario's. Go to Drink Mario's and use code VRA10 to get 10% off your next purchase of some absolutely delightful, and correct me if I'm wrong, but delightful Hard Espresso. Mario's is bringing you today's race with VRA. Go ahead, man. What do you have to say?
I would second that. This is the espresso of the VRA.
It's all you.
Right, we're going to go to our pace lap here. Jumping out in the lead with Rick is row 1, Vanilla and NASCAR. Row 2, Pancake and Andy. Row 3, Hawk and Con. Row 4, Billy and Grizz. Row 5, Haynes and looks like Uranus in row 6. Blaze and Mikey in row 7. Shop and Gav. Row 8, Smokey and Money. Row 9, to here. That would be Tism and Kool-Aid in row 10. Sorry for confusion. Kool-Aid and Skins. Row 11 and Carney, I believe, is all by himself out in row 12. We are just about to go green. Jump on your pole sitter by a tenth of a second over Rick. We'll see how he fares. I don't know what setup he's running today, but we did get in contact with him. He said he is planning for a win. We're not able to reach out with Rick, but he was very well put together during our Indy race. We'll see how he fares today.
All right, boys, giddy, let's go racing.
We are going green. Dead even. Everyone proving why he is former VRA Xfinity Series champion. Way around Rick. Going for that optimal high side. And try and get the maximum amount of speed. got jumping out front still. Rick not too far behind. NASCAR and Andy in that battle for third place. Jumping, taking it way up high. Going down to the middle. Stays near the middle. Does not want to get near that wall whatsoever. Jumping's dropping back a few spots. We're being told now that we've got a caution. Meters will slow down. Rick's still out in front. Going to be a battle. Who gets the lead? We're going to find out. Rick hits the wall. That was a close three-way for that first spot, but I do believe Andy was out in front. Hawk, we want to get some words from you. What happened there?
Oh,
What happened?
oh, you pulled me in.
I did.
I don't know. I witnessed the crash, and I thought we'd be slowing at the line already, and I think Smokey was on my outside and hooked me, put me right in the wall. I thought we were slowing down.
That's unfortunate. We're sorry to hear that, Hawk.
Yeah, we're going to the pits now. We'll throw some new rubber on and get back out there.
All right. Well, we're hoping we regain your spots. As a fellow member of Hendrick Motorsports for the Cup Series, we're wishing you luck today, buddy.
I appreciate you.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Hawk definitely needing to get out and get in either at podium spot or a top 5 today. Green. Andy out front by a huge margin. Rick with a massive jump. And we are back green. Rick and Smokey just sent it. Coming out of the restart zone and just left everybody in the dust. Right now they're up about 0.7 of a second ahead of Carney and Andy. Andy, not the greatest restart, but coming off of back-to-back top fives. We'll see how he does today. Rick not wanting to take a single chance with Smokey. There's some big history between these two. Most of it involving horrible wrecks. Let's hope this does not turn out the same. With Grizz behind Mikey, sitting that 18th spot. See how he fares. Front with Billy now in that third spot. Jumping. Going on the inside of him. Giving him a little love tap. It's a little swirly coming out of 4, but he saves it. We're 3 wide. Got a call on the apron. What did you say? I'm sorry.
Outside logging.
Oh, that fucked me up.
We're softs again, right?
Yeah. Fucking started drifting out of nowhere.
You're gonna have to tell me anything.
Double cheeseburger.
You can start printing this shit out.
Fuck
See it
me.
easier. It's so bad.
And then we're
Omaha,
Back
Omaha.
into 12.
Texas, Texas.
Bravo,
Right
bravo.
side.
I figured it out before.
Green light, green light.
Because I didn't take gas.
Chipotle burrito.
Took gas that last pit.
Oh,
Did
I'm
you
not,
run
I'm not
mediums,
taking
Rick?
mediums this time. I'm not
I
taking
see.
mediums with it.
We gotta take the whole rear. Down here anyway.
Give me a ball.
I'll wait for you.
Dog.
Check. All right. We're taking a look at Sup With It Andy. Coming off a top 5, both at Indianapolis and Daytona. Sitting in that third spot now, sitting behind Smokey. Rick with that 2-second lead. He is pulled away from everybody. And with Mikey in the mix. See Uranus in that 75 going around him. Mikey on the high side of Blaze. And we are slowing down. Caution has been called. We're lining up the pit. We're remaining out front, Andy up 3 spots. Our Charger right now is Carney up 13. We see Rick, Andy jumping, NASCAR, Hawk, Blaze, everybody. Only ones to not hit. Tism, Skins, Kool-Aid. It looks like Gav down at the bottom. Rick's still in a good spot to take back the lead, but he really has not lost the entire race. We'll get ready to go green. And we are green. A lot of clanging and banging coming out of the restart zone. Andy once again not getting the best laid the man out front. Rick, the risk taker, gonna make it 3 wide, possibly 4. Not quite. Once again, Rick has just pulled out and left everyone behind. Tism jumping, the 2 front runners to try and take Rick's pole. Tism just on the bumper, just alongside. Back just the tiniest bit, but he's gonna get a bump from jumping. go in car with Blaze. But in that 8th spot, trying to get around NASCAR and Skins. Doesn't look like it's going to work out for him. The caution they are saying is going to be available at lap 22. I do believe the lead. Yes, the leaders are on 22. So next go, cautions are able. Rick taking a massive block. Mikey up in the mix for 8th and 9th. So far, this whole race has been Rick. Jumpin might have gotten on pole, but Rick has led just about every single lap this race. Some drop back to 5th. Got a little loose going into turn 1. On board with Skins taking the high side. Skins now going into pit. Skins, this is Wind here up in the booth. How you doing?
Good.
Just wanted to get your thoughts on how the race is going so far for you.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Gonna go south here with Tism. Me and him got a strategy going on, and then we're gonna go hards next, and then medium. See how that plays.
Alrighty, well, we're wishing you the best of luck up here in the booth.
Thank you, guys.
You heard it first. He's up there with Tism, keeping the same strategy. My goodness, folks. Rick is all there is to talk about. He took a risk. It paid off for him. He's been out in front the whole race. We go to lap 27. Go to the jumping cam. He's taking his precious time going around Rick. That's if Rick will even let him by. Feast on the rear bumper Rick as much as he can. And more than enough love taps. Andy up in the mix as well. See how that plays out for them. I've got a joke for today. That's anybody passing Rick at this point in the race. We're just about a third of the way done, and nobody, quite literally no one, has taken that spot from him.
Yeah, we're cutting back to Uranus back here in the second group. They've fallen back quite a bit. Right now they're about 3 seconds behind. They haven't been able to work their way back up, but we're hoping for a caution back here, is what we're hoping for. Vanilla was supposed to be, coming up, but all that he's doing is holding back that second pack.
Figuring he won the Indianapolis race, you'd kind of figure he'd be up near that front of the pack, but he's I don't know what he's doing. I think he might just be stalling.
Are you telling me that you think that he's about to be running that late game? Like, what is it that you're thinking?
He might be. All I'm gonna say is that the joke today is anybody trying to pass Rick. He's led every lap except the one out of the pits. He's been on a steamroll the entire race.
Yeah, I mean, Rick has been super dominant. Jumpins went for a couple of passes, but he hasn't been able to accomplish it. I don't know if Jumpin is working with Rick right now. Are they teammates?
Yeah, they're teammates in the Cup Series. The only real odd man out here, as we see them go by Blaze, the only real outlier in this is Andy. He's won the top 5 the past 2 races. Jumpin'
And
has been
Andy's going into the pits. Andy's given up that lead pack to get into the pits. What's the strategy here?
Let's find out.
All right, I'm gonna jump back in with Jumpin' here. Jumpin' and Rick, man, they're just holding tight, getting further and further from the second pack. I mean, Mikey is 6 seconds behind. The closest competition for Jumpin' and Rick right now is 6 seconds, with the exception of Andy being in the pits coming out now. Andy's going to go almost a lap down with that pit stop. If there's a caution that comes out right now, he is going to be at the back battling the field to get back up with Rick.
And now we see Rick gets a little loose. And by a little, I mean a lot. He just got sent back flying, jumping, takes the lead.
Is this a tire situation? Or are Rick's tires finally getting out? Is somebody else about to lead a lap at the third round of the Mario's Hard Espresso series?
Well, let's just say it would be a miracle. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
What is happening? They're on medium tires, not even Mario's hard tires, if you know what I mean. Some of the smoothest, best tasting tires. And Uranus is going into the pits. Billie Jean's going into the pits.
Must have been on the soft strategy. Nothing like Mario's Hard Espresso.
I concur. Speaking of which, you know, now feels like as good a time as any to take a quick second from the noise and talk about our friends over at Mario's. If you go to drinkmarios.com today and type in code VRA10, you can get 10% off your next Mario's purchase. Drink Mario's, the best tasting combination of a good time and espresso and caffeine that you're going to find.
Let's go VRA10.
Oh, and they're wrecking! What just happened? Whoa.
What in the world happened? We went to commercial for 5 seconds to talk about our great sponsor, Mario's, and we watched the leader, Rick, get sent into the inside wall.
We've got to bring Rick in. We've got to hear what happened.
We've got to.
Let's get Rick in here.
Now. Rick, these are the boys up in the booth. What happened there?
Oh, dude, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, and he just came out of the apron and just swiped me.
Who was it?
I feel bad, but
I think it's Uranus.
Oh, man. We'll have to hear Uranus' side. Dang. I mean, there was nobody that was keeping up with you. That was the only way that anybody was going to get around you. We've been talking about it this whole time. What's going on? What kind of sauce do you have? Are you pouring Mario's Hard Espresso for fuel up in that thing?
Super speedway racing, man. You never know. Happens every time. Set the tone this year with this paint scheme at Daytona.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, you heard it from the risk taker himself. He's not letting anything get past him today.
I don't know. I got a pretty fast car today. I'll get back up there.
Nice.
All right, well, we're hoping you do, buddy.
Leaders are coming around from turn 3, getting ready to go to the line. They've just started lining up. Looks like we can see that on Mikey's camera.
Mikey not going to the pit. As everybody is, except who was leading the race.
Hey, maybe this works out for Rick. Maybe the timing works out in his favor on his own caution. Rick's coming back to get that lap back. Sup with Andy staying out because he got that early pit cycle. Where does Sup with Andy wind up in this?
Well, we've said in the past he's had those 2 top 5 finishes, but his restarts have been basically dreadful this entire time. As we see the cars coming out of the pits to take their lap back. But hey, you're not gonna believe this, Keith. Rick's up in the top 5.
Dude, are you kidding me right now? Like, how is the rest of the field supposed to compete whenever somebody is being as dominant as Rick is tonight? I mean, it's insane. He's got something figured out that he didn't share with anybody.
I think he's had maybe a few too drinks tonight. I'll say that.
Interesting. You think that's what's got him at as an advantage, as a disadvantage? What are you thinking here?
Well, it could be the dab pens, it could be a Zenny, it could be anything. It could be Mario's Hard Espresso for all we know.
And they're getting ready to go for the restart. Let's line up here. What's up with Andy? He's taking us across the line. Is anybody jumping?
But I think Rick's found himself a new drafting buddy in Blaze.
Really?
He's all over the bumper.
Let's see that. Blaze and Rick going together. What car is Blaze in today?
Isn't that 25?
25's a Toyota. Is it a Chevy? It looks like, oh, it's a Toyota. So two Toyota partners. Oh, somebody's in the wall. Oh, wow. Jumping. Oof. What a hit.
Jumping lost his good buddy.
Is that going to relink the A team that is Jumpin' and Rick?
Well, I don't know. Oh, Rick getting some contact. Gets one into the bottom.
Oh, no.
It looked like vanilla. There might have been Canes. Those two red cars are insanely hard to tell apart from my point of view.
I hear that.
Either way, not a good look for Rick. But either way, if Jumpin' wanted to make the jump back, he probably could if he started drafting off some other people. But Rick's going to be alone for a while. Jumpin's sitting in that 20th spot.
Were we in a caution cooldown? So they couldn't call the caution?
Yes, we were in the cooldown.
That is detrimental
As
for jumping.
Jumpin'
I mean,
sitting on the pole.
all the way back into 20th. That is a very tough situation for the pole sitter. I mean, wow.
Well, as the former champ, he has made comebacks from this far back before. But we'll have to see what he does.
Well, we're talking about stuff that was happening in the lead earlier. Let's talk about what's happening in the lead now with Sup with Andy and Blaze up front.
And Blaze has been proving himself more often than not.
Look-
Definitely has been showing up.
Take a second to look at that mirror behind Sup with It Andy. I mean, like, that dude is currently holding off, I mean, the entire world.
Well, you say that. Look who just passed him.
Ah, you're kidding.
That national
What is
definitely
going
11
on
has a
with
game
Rick's
plan.
car? Rick,
See 3 wide coming out of turn 2
who's that with him right now?
with Billy, it looks like. In that godforsaken, awful looking vehicle.
Jumping back here with our previous leader, Sup with Andy, like, drop him back all the way back to 4th at this point, but they're teaming up at this point. They're getting lined up. It's not like what we were seeing in Andy's mirror. What do you think was causing the pile up essentially that was Andy's mirror? Was it Andy being in front? What do you think?
It could possibly be, you know, Rick. Hey, his nickname's the risk taker. There's nothing that Rick will not do in any scenario.
One thing about it though, while Sup with Andy is falling back here and there, he's not letting himself be taken out of this chase. He's got himself positioned well to keep himself in contention for points for this first stage. What's the last lap of this first stage?
The final lap of the race.
Oh, we're not doing stages on this one.
Correct.
Oh my
We're
goodness.
just about halfway through. It's 6 to go till half.
Well, nonetheless, he's got himself positioned really well for this stage, being the entire race. Being in, 5th place at this point, he's gonna be positioned to at least collect points.
The worst thing that could happen right now, and this could be commentator bad luck, the worst thing that could happen is a caution right now.
Worst thing for who?
Worst thing for Rick.
Interesting.
Best case for jumping, as he could potentially make his way back up to Rick, but Rick is ultimately losing time. You see Bill going on the inside of Rick, just about half a length in front. We'll see if he can carry the speed. Pushing Rick way up high, almost in the con.
I mean, we've got some people passing the man who could not be passed to start this race. Have people shuffled around enough that we've got some competitive people on Rick's door?
We've got a 2x2 now. Con is out front. Andy on the inside of him. We're going to see what happens.
These guys seem to be holding their lines pretty well. Let's see what's happening a little deeper in the field. Back here with Blaze, with Grizz, with Mikey, with Gavin. Mikey's out there by himself, man.
Mikey not in the greatest of spots. He's got Smokey behind. He's 2/10 off. He's got at least a front partner. But the true story that I'm looking at right now is Gav. Gav is bumping Vanilla. Indianapolis winner. And now Uranus is on the backside of him.
Yeah, man, I mean, I'm really curious to hear from Mikey what he has to say, like, what's got him in this position right now.
Let's try and bring him in. Mikey, this is Wendy and Keith in the booth. How are you doing?
It's running pretty well up in the top 5, and I don't know, like I saw Billy hit the wall and I really had nowhere to go, so I bounced off of him.
Oof.
And I hit the inside wall, got forced onto pit road, made a pit stop, and I'm nearly a lap down now, so
Dang.
I kind of need a yellow, but the car hasn't really been that good. I mean, it's like super loose. I've almost crashed myself multiple times.
What are you...
Now we're looking at your camera now. You are shaking your ass right now.
Like the car is not very good at all. Like it's super loose.
Look at that move, though, that you just laid down on Hawk. I mean, come on, bro. It's loose, but, I mean, it seems like you got some speed in there that we haven't seen right now.
Yeah, I've got plenty of speed. It's just like I've had moments where I've absolutely wrecked myself, but and I've almost bottomed out multiple times.
Oh.
But, other than that, I know if my car has speed, so if we get a yellow, I know I can get back up there. So still got a long way to go.
Well, here's for hoping for a yellow for you, Mikey.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for sharing with us. Enough words from Mikey.
Yeah, man. I mean, it always sucks to be in that position, especially whenever you're in the middle of a caution cooldown. Like, there's nothing that you can do, and unfortunately, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time around the wrong people.
Now, there is an interesting camera angle I want to take a look at. That bottom left, that's that 53 of jumper. There is
No one. What's going on with jumping?
He's got Kool-Aid behind, but he's out of the draft. He's not catching him.
He doesn't have anybody to help him within 5 seconds. Kool-Aid Man, Tism is behind him. Mikey's behind him. What do you think the strategy is here? I mean, what would you do in Jumpin's position right now?
I'd keep using the mediums for as long as I can. He's catching shoplifting. Something must have happened.
Let's jump in with shoplifting. See what he's got going on. Oh,
Dropped a second almost.
oh,
202.
we've got a caution. Don't know what happened where.
Find out.
There's a lot happening around Gavinator right now. What's going on around him? Yep, slowing down for that caution. Go.
Of everybody. But, I mean, the obvious one is Rick. He's just been tearing it up. He's had great draft partners, and Andy too. It's the Rick and Andy show. See, everybody's back on the lead lap, but we're gonna see what these guys do for pits. I'm assuming that everybody is.
You know who I just saw in third place? Sup with it, Andy. He's brought it. He's bringing it, man. But while these individuals are going up to fuel up with some, petrol, let's talk about fueling up with Mario's. Go to drinkmarios.com and use code VRA10 to get 10% off your next Mario's purchase. Mario's, the best combination of caffeine and a good time that you'll ever taste.
Yeah, screw Goodyear. We got Mario's hard tires here.
Who's using the Mario's hard tires?
Could be anybody at this point.
It really could. Let's see. Let's start going through the field here. Yeah.
I think there is one car that may be using. That would be that 14 of Skins.
Let's see. Cutting into Skins. He's got the Mario's hard tires going, dude. I mean, that's a little bit of some secret sauce for these sort of races. With these long races, if you can save your time by not spending time in the pits, you can time it out to get yourself, that Mario's Hard Espresso bottle.
Absolutely. Now, he doesn't have a lot of tread on those hard tires left, but he is out in front.
And we're getting ready to go to the line.
He did say this when we interviewed him. He was going to have Tism as a draft buddy.
Here we go. Green, green, green.
Tism did not get a good start. Rick getting caught behind him. Rick is everywhere. He's bumping off everybody. Just about collides with Con. Gets into the Andy. That looks like Vanilla up top on the high side, finally making an appearance.
I feel like that's just going to be the story of today. Rick pits, he winds up halfway through the pack, and then he drinks some Mario's Hard Espresso, and all of a sudden, he's dominating everybody.
But he's got to be. It can't be the car at this point. It's just got to be the driver.
I have no words. I mean, he's on what tires is he on? It looks like he might be on some Mario's hards. Am I correct in that view?
Let's go into his.
Oh, nope.
He's on the mediums.
He's on the mediums. He keeps running the mediums, and for some reason it's working for him. And there's many in the field that it's just not working as well for. He's
beating his bunker off. That's that 33 of Andy. Behind Andy, you got that 13 of Con.
I mean, Andy is all over Rick's bumper. Jumpin' was really pushing Rick earlier on in the race, but right now, I think Andy is the best teammate that Rick has.
Well, his teammate just went right by him, and now Con's pushing him up into Rick. Con does not want any part of Andy in the top 5. Con looking to regain the points lead. Now, another car that we were hoping to see up near the front was Kane's 420. Sitting at 13. Not where he wanted to be. We had a chat with him earlier today. Said he was aiming to be in the top 10. Hope was to have a podium. But obviously wants the win. At this point, does not look like it's going to happen. Now, there is a bit of a discrepancy. I don't know if you can see it too, Keith. Somebody is, pretty far back from the pack. Be that 48 of Mikey.
I didn't see that. Let's jump in with Mikey and see what's going on with him.
Yeah, he's had problems again. He's 19 back of TISM and shoplifting.
Dang.
You've got to wonder if it's a tune that's just, gotten super loose.
He was talking about bottoming out. That's a problem that happens with these tracks, especially if you start using that negative roll center, which is the way that you want to save tires. And I think he may have went a little too far with the Camaro, which we know sits the lowest of the 3 cars. The Camaro is a great choice for the road courses, but somebody just went off into the wall, into the background on their own.
I'm going to see if they call it. They're going to race for the line. It's a drag race between Andy and Rick. Once again, if this gets called a caution, Mikey's going to get saved.
I was watching a separate camera feed, and I didn't see who it was went into the wall, but it was a single car accident. The exit of turn 2 just lost all front end, went straight into the wall. Didn't catch who it was.
Not sure who it could have been. See now, Haynes 420 up in the top 10. He's proven us wrong. Yeah, there's that 99 Texas car. Alongside with Grizz. Smokey as well. Smokey up into the top 10. It's a pack race for ninth spot right now. We've got Grizz, Smokey, Haynes, Blaze, and it looked like Connie as well. We see Tism and Skins, and with Grip going into the pit.
Caution's coming out. 56 saw it.
May have been NASCAR, baby.
67.
Up in that top 10.
Sounds like Blaze may have been involved in the caution.
It's gotta be unfortunate. He was getting up in the top 10. He was in that battle. He must have gotten hit the wrong way by one of the pack racers.
Fortunately, in this series, the Mario's Hard Espresso series, whenever we come to a caution, all of the lap cars have the opportunity to get their lap back. So an unfortunate race can really be brought back from just being at the right place at the right time to be able to get yourself back into it.
Hey, I'll tell you somebody that's gotten back into it, and that's Jumping. Back from 20th back up into 9th.
Oh, really? Why don't we bring Jumpin' in and see what he has to say?
Yeah, let's bring him in.
Jumpin' is
Jumpin', it's Warren and Keith in the booth. How are you doing?
What's up, man?
What's going on, guys?
Well, you had a bit of a pickle at the beginning, halfway through the race, but now you see yourself back in a position. You're with Rick now. How do you feel about your chances?
Carter's pretty good. As long as I can keep the draft, Rick and Andy seem to be the class in the field. If I can keep up with them, have a shot.
What do you think Rick has going on in his car that is keeping him so dominant right now? And what are you going to do to beat it?
I think he's got that host, lobby host. No, I don't know. Probably try to make a move out of 4. It's about the best thing I can do.
All right. Well, if you had one piece of advice that you were going to give somebody that was running in this race for the first time, what would you tell them?
Hit your marks going into 2 or into 1 and out of 4.
Into 1, out of 4. We're gonna jump on board with you for the first lap coming out of this, and we're gonna watch the marks that you're talking about.
All right.
Thanks for jumping in with us, Jumping.
Thanks.
All right, so
Go to the jumping cage.
yeah, take it over, man.
We're gonna see. Not the greatest of restarts, but he is still alongside Rick.
Are you seeing the marks that Jumpin' was talking about? I feel like he says 1 and 4, so he's talking about the entry into 4, setting you up for a good exit. He should get a run. Look at that run, dude. Oh my goodness. What?
And 1 into the wall, into the pits.
Oh. Heavens.
That was NASCAR, baby. That was, oh my.
Oh dang, Jumpin's on the apron. Dude, there is so much happening right now. We just need to go to a top view. This is just craziness right now.
That was, I watched that NASCAR got sent hard into the inside wall and then just about into the tire barrier.
Damn.
That's kind of unfortunate. Now they're gonna start lapping into at least
Jumpin gave us that advice, and you know what? It's got him up into 3rd place. Back up with his teammate Rick. Back up. Is Andy up here with him?
yeah, Andy's in the lead.
Andy's in the lead. I really feel like there's a strong chance that the podium's going to look something like Jumpin, Rick, and Andy. There's something that tells me that's what the Mario's Hard Espresso series is going to look like. Oh, another person into the wall.
That was vanilla.
Vanilla.
That's this. Oh man, somebody is either doing it deliberately or we are just losing people on top.
Fortunately, we haven't got audio from Vanilla's angle, so it's really unfortunate. I didn't see what happened. At least it's because there's still some crazy league changes that are taking place. Rick is coming around Jumping right now.
Now, I will say that 13 of Crooked Con has been the sleeper pick to win this race the whole night. It hasn't been Andy. It has not been Jumping. It's been that 13 car.
And Rick gets loose. Oh! What?
Jumping and Rick into the wall. Are they going to save it? Just about.
What's our damage looking like between the two of them?
Rick back in 10th. Jumping still stays on the podium. But right now it's Con and Andy just insanely out front.
Man, how unfortunate. These two guys have been working together so well in the lead. They've been dominant. And one little mistake, and both of them are taken out of the lead pack.
There you see the leaders going around NASCAR, baby. That lap car that hit the inside wall. We are hearing that he is okay.
You know, that's what we really worry about here at VRA is the health and safety of our drivers. And
I will say this, there is one car that has no regard for anyone on this track. That's that 13.
Jumpin is coming for a move for the lead.
Goes up high, and here's that entry he's talking about.
How did he hold on to that after that wreck? How did he hold on to it? And he's going for the lead. What is happening?
Cleared Hawk, cleared Andy.
I mean,
Everybody is gone.
Rick is back here in 5th. Almost not even in the picture, considering draft, right? He's got a couple of people with him, and I know that he's going to wind up using them to try and catch back up, but being that Jumpin was able to stay in the lead pack, if he can team up with Andy, it doesn't look like they're teaming up right this second, but they could possibly, oh my goodness, they've got so much speed coming out here. If they can work together, they have the tools to compete with Rick's car.
Absolutely. Now that 11 is 8/10 back. He is gaining. He was 1.2 coming off last lap.
Let's just jump in with Rick and see what he's got going on. Obviously getting some help there. Is that Skins that's behind him?
That does appear to be that 14. And now we see, you're not going to believe it, Andy going into pit.
Andy's going into pit. Andy has been pitting earlier than the other two the past couple of rounds. Very interesting.
It's got to be a weird strategy.
Let's take a second to talk to him. We've already talked to him, but why is he pitting before other people? This is incredibly interesting. So Rick was leading the race earlier. He got knocked back. He's pulling himself back up. But have we got him in the booth here with us yet?
We do not.
Okay.
Do we want Andy or Rick? I feel
Andy.
Like we've gotten enough from Rick. But let's
Andy.
get in with Andy.
Yeah, no, let's figure out what's going on with Andy. I mean, because like he keeps removing himself from the conversation early, and it's timed out, but it might not time out.
Let's find out. Andy, this is Roran and Keith in the booth. What's going on, dude?
How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing great. We're wondering why you're pitting with 26 to go.
I had no fuel, brother. These cautions have not helped my strategy at all.
Interesting, because we were seeing you pit significantly before the others in the lead pack, and we were curious if you had a strategy. We see that you've gone with the soft tires. What's your plan at this point? Are you hoping for a caution, or are you hoping for green?
Probably hoping for green for a little bit.
And we just had a caution.
Did we?
We just had a caution.
I do believe we did.
As we're sitting here talking about it, but you're on the softs. You're set up for the restart, right? Well, we wish you the best good luck.
All right, well, you heard it from Andy. He's having not the greatest of strategies.
He crosses the line for the caution in 20th place. Where is he going to come out after this pit cycle? What is Jumpin' gonna do?
I could not tell you.
Jumpin's in the lead right now.
We've had so many weird pit strategies. It's not even funny. But look at this. There's one car in the top 5 that has not been up there the entire race.
Who's that?
That's that 24 of Hawk.
Hawk. We unfortunately don't have Hawk in the show, but let's bring him in with a camera here.
I don't know. He's got some damage, but not nearly enough to ruin the race. We're gonna see who pits. It looks like everybody.
We're on board with Hawk right now as he goes into the pits. So he's giving up the best position that he's had this race to be able to get on good tires. Do you think the rest of the field goes with softs at this point? Is that the strategy? Is that the play?
With 20 some, I believe it's 24 to go. I don't believe people will go for softs.
Andy went with softs, and it didn't sound like he was planning on pitting again.
Really?
Yeah. So wow. So Hawk is out here with Rick. He's out here with Jumpin'. I mean,
he's not been the whole season.
In the points, he's in 5th place. He's in the top 5 right now.
This would be the biggest. This would be the biggest up for him of the entire season right now if he manages to hold on. row one looks to be jumping and shoplifting. Now, shoplifting has been kind of a rogue pick, if you want to call it that. Not been up in the top 5, been in the top 10 once. But definitely a rogue pick to have for this race. But we're getting ready to go back green.
And green, green, green.
You see Hawk and Khan get the wall.
Up with the leaders at this point.
And Keith, you're not gonna believe it. It's the top 3.
You know, at this point, it is starting to feel like a given.
We're gonna see. Got 8. It's 17 to go.
Let's spread ourselves out a little bit.
That was another new kid in the block. Uranus up in the 4th, getting the draft and jumping.
You know, it's really interesting. As a tuner looking at this, I see a lot of the Mustangs really got that elevation on the front to go for the low drag, but I see a number of the Camaros and Camrys actually have a lower front, so they're prioritizing grip over speed. And what's really interesting, you know, a lot of people really steer towards the Mustangs for these types of races, here at Sunset especially. But as we're seeing with Jumpin' and with Rick, maybe the meta is about to shift.
Well, I had a conversation with Jumpin' earlier today, and we talked about this exact concept. The grip from the Toyotas is better than any of these Camaros and Mustangs, but the Mustangs have that insane top gear speed, but that does not necessarily matter on this track.
Especially with this length of a race. A lot of people do the shorter races, closer to 26, 27 laps that they're running, but as soon as you start going into 30, 40, 50 laps where you have to introduce a pit stop, all of a sudden grip, fuel efficiency, placement on the track starts to really come into play and have a lot more impact than it does elsewhere.
And I'll say this too. You see that top 4 pack?
What are you seeing?
That's all Camrys.
Look at that. So if we look at your leaderboard right now, what is the current manufacturer spread? Do we just have Camrys dominating this right now, or is there a mix of manufacturers?
Well, we do have some Chevys and Mustangs in the mix.
Let's go through it. What's the pack right now? We're starting out with Rick and Andy and Jumpin' obviously being in the Camrys, but I mean Uranus is in a Camaro.
Camry.
He's in a Camry? I thought he was in the Camaro.
I believe he is.
Let's go to Uranus. Let's see what he's got. Uranus. Uranus is... He is running the camera. You can tell based off of the hood shape. And you can hear that gear whine. He's running a very, very high rear gear. You can hear the whine of those straight cut gears. If we jump into another car like Jump In, you'll notice that you don't hear the gears nearly as much. It's interesting the difference that you hear in some of these cars. Oh man. There was a near wreck at the pit entrance as they came out of 4. They were going 5 wide coming out of 4.
That is something you do not want to do on this track. You see a bunch of the cars that were in that giant pack go all the way up to the top. Surprised none of them hit the wall.
Oops. Ah.
We won't talk about it. Well, we're seeing... we're getting down to the wire. Just coming up on 10 to go now. This pack of 4, Keith, they've moved.
They've dominated. There's nothing that can be said other than the fact that they have just dominated. There's a race that's happening with the 11, the 33, and the 53, and then there is the rest of the Mario series.
Exactly. But they've pulled 3 seconds on them within the span of, I think, just about 2 laps.
I mean, if the rest of the field doesn't start to work together, this is what it's going to be. This is going to be your podium, and it's just going to be a shuffle as to who gets the move coming out of turn 4. As we go into lap 93. Oh, we're on the back straight. As we are in lap 92.
Now, there is one car to talk about, that 75 Uranus, currently up 9 spots. Had second for Hard Charger. Carney was first, went back to 16th. Now basically out of the race, and Uranus is most likely going to win Hard Charger. He's already done a great job with that.
Yeah, I mean, Uranus seems to have a good car. Oh, heavens. As we were just talking about Uranus, Ucane's just got into somebody in the wall. Somebody washed out.
We also see, now, car we didn't talk about enough today was that 88 of Vanilla and Moneybag Crit. Just don't even know where they were the whole race. They didn't even...
Vanilla is on the loop. It seems like the man just comes out of the woods. And he goes into the wall. What's going on? Why don't we go ahead and go over and see if we somebody who really saw the chance how unfortunate, you know, like, that is the unfortunate reality of super speedways. It provides some of the best, tightest racing with the most passing opportunities, but if you don't position yourself exactly where you need to, it bites you so hard and you're going to wind up parked on the apron.
Am I seeing that right? Yeah, I am. Andy's in 16th.
What happened with Andy?
He had to hit or hit the wall.
I'm going to say that he probably went for another pit. I mean, he was in softs while others were still staying out, and he pitted before that last pit stop. What does it look like here? Let's actually jump in with Andy. See what he's got going on.
He's back on the softs.
It looks like he's got fresh tires. So he's interesting. Do you think his tires complete? I mean, honestly, I feel like we've talked to Andy more than we've talked to anybody today, but I'm not understanding like what happened here. We got another car going to the pits, blue car. That's all that I got for it.
That's Khan. Is that 13 of Crooked Khan?
Wow.
Another one of the top contenders today. But Keith, I don't know how to put this nicely. Where is everybody? I mean, Rick and Jumpin have pulled 3 seconds on Uranus, who was with them the entire time. You gotta think something's happened.
Seriously. I mean, it's so uncommon in this league to have somebody that is dominating to this extent, but with Jumpin and with Rick. I mean, Jumpin did dominate last season, and Jumpin's a tuner, but Jumpin has shared the majority of what he's learned with the rest of the field. What do you think's going on?
I think they've just had insane teamwork. They must have collaborated beforehand about this, and they didn't know, and they didn't tell anybody. But this is the battle for the win, right here. It's 3 to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is it.
Folks, this is a done deal. This is your top 2. Uranus, I believe, is close third, and our Charger, but we'll tie for it at least.
Let's see what Uranus has going on up close. He's in a little bit of a battle. I mean, can he hold everybody off? I mean, he's got Grizz right behind him.
He's tied with Carney right now for Hard Charger positions. We're gonna have to see what happens. That 45 of Grizz looking to get that podium spot. But folks, this is a done deal. This is a 1-2. This was a steamroll. I'll put it that way.
Jump back up here with the 2 leaders.
They're up 4. They're up 4 seconds. And now Uranus losing that 3rd spot. I believe Carney will have Hard Charger. Uranus does not get that spot.
I mean, Uranus is getting left in the dust right now.
Look on. 1 to go. White flag in the air. It's not even close.
Is Jumpin going to go for the move?
That he's got to. He started pole. He wants pole. He let Rick lead the entire race.
Does he have the car under him though to be able to make the move? Is the question. He's setting up. He's setting up for the switchback. Rick's closing the door on him. I mean, this seems like it.
Go.
Is he gonna go for the pass?
Not gonna get it done.
Well,
Rick is gonna win at Sunset.
this is white flag. We got one more.
We're doing one more?
We're doing one more.
Alright, this is the white flag. I apologize.
Ah, Rick is getting shuffled back.
Rick's getting spooked.
Does Rick have the car to be able to take it back?
See, they're hitting lap traffic.
Oh!
Bumping, Rick's gonna go into the wall. But it doesn't matter. Rick's gonna hang on for the win.
Rick's got it.
What a finish.
Fantastic race. Let's jump back a little further into the field, see what's going on with Blaze, with Mikey, with Eucanes. You know, Mikey made it all the way up to 6th after being back there in 22nd place. He was able to bring it back.
That's been a great recovery for him. All the way back from 22nd on the grid.
Fantastic race by everybody.
Now,
Go ahead.
Hold on. We might have a tie.
Three-way tie for Hard Charger, I'm hearing. Wow.
Uranus and Mikey, I believe, have 9. Does Carney have 9? Do we take a look? Uranus and Mikey have 9 spots gained. Grizzly just missing out with 8. Does Carney have that 9? I believe he does. If we take a look, it's a 3-way tie.
Well, right now, we've got the podium. We've got second Jumpin' in the fire. We've got Rick on the podium. We want to thank Mario's Hard Espresso for bringing this event to us and VRA for putting it on. This has been a Keith DeJones 430 production here, announced by Roran. Go ahead.
Man, this has been Wimdy signing out. This was a great race, Keith.
You know, I wish that I had more to say, but right now I'm just so speechless. I don't even know how to wrap this up.
And I'm just getting word now. It's a 4-way tie for Hard Charger between
Wow.
Mikey, Kool-Aid Man, and Carney Batten.
Wow. I mean,
4 people.
for Hard Charger, there was so much movement that happened in this field. We saw Hawk come from the back all the way up to second place. We saw Rick fall back after that wreck, come back to win it. We saw Jumpin' back in 22nd place. We thought he may have been out because he lost his teammate. How wrong we were.
I mean, Jumpin' got the pole by 1/10 of a second, but there's only one man that sent it the entire race, and that was Rick.
You know, I mean, to say that he dominated is an understatement. He basically did with this race what Mario's has done with Hard Espresso. I mean, they've taken something that was fantastic and made it so insanely good you can't live without it. I need Rick's tune as much as I need a thing of Mario's Hard Espresso right now. That's all I'm saying.
And here's the winner.
Let's go, baby.
What's up, man?
Man, what a performance, Rick. You started second, the Jumpin', the guy you were bump drafting with the entire race race mostly, and you just dominated for, shoot, 90 of the 104 laps.
Yeah, I felt great. It was, I don't know, I had the speed, the handling. I don't know. Big thanks to freaking Blaze though. His tune was amazing.
That was Blaze's tune. We were just talking about it. What?
Professional that leave the victory lane though, baby. Finally.
Who do you have to thank for this success?
Oh, 100%. Freaking Mario's Hard Espresso. And definitely Blaze.
Hell yeah.
Definitely jumping had a big part of it too. I was kind of weird if he gave it to me at the end there. It was a great race.
What do you think the biggest moment for you was? What was the moment where you clinched the victory? What was the Mario's Hard Espresso series moment for you?
That last caution definitely played a huge role, but for me personally, it was just when you guys pulled me in the first time after I got taken out of there by Uranus, and I think I was up back in first or second within 1 or 2 laps, so that was definitely inspiring for me for the rest of the race, pretty much. I felt like I know I was like I had it.
Nice. Well, the way that you were able to not only move through the field, but just completely hold off the field once you got up front was second to none, obviously.
Yeah, I stayed on mediums the whole race, surprisingly.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't think it was going to work out, but it definitely did. And one time I actually took out too much, not enough gas. I thought that was going to screw me, but all the cautions lined up perfectly. I was definitely banking on them all night, and it just worked out.
nice.
Well, we've got a bit of a situation in the booth now. We've been told that there's a 4-way tie for Hard Charger between Uranus, Mikey, Kool-Aid Man, and Carney. It was a 2-way between Uranus and Carney. Carney was sitting in 12th, Uranus in 3rd. Uranus lost a spot. Carney also lost a spot. But Mikey came back from 22nd on the grid, started in 15th, came back into 6th after a horrible wreck, after complaining about the car being loose, after bottoming out so much. He came back and crawled back and got himself a top 10. How do you feel that some of these guys are coming for your spot, Rick?
I don't know. It's yeah, I don't know. I gotta look into that. But tonight, it still feels pretty good. I'm definitely not going for that hard charger position. It's one thing.
Yeah. Didn't need to do hard charger. You were charging ahead of everybody for the whole race.
Well, Rick, thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and bring in our second place now, but I just want to take this opportunity to tell everybody, if you jump on to drinkmarios.com, you can use VRA10, code VRA10, to get 10% off your next purchase with Mario's. Today's VRA race is brought to you by Mario's.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Congratulations. All right, we're going to go ahead and bring in P2, Mr. Jump on the Fire, who had pole position, but didn't sneak up a win today.
I guess we don't have it.
I guess, hold on. There he is.
Are you sure?
Let's find out. Are you here, buddy?
There we go. Fantastic. Congratulations, man. Go ahead. I'll let you take it away.
Well, you were in our pre-race interview, which is not going to be aired, sadly. You said you were hoping for podium. You got your podium. Was so close to a win tonight. Overall, an insane performance by you and by Rick. You pulled 4 seconds within 3 laps. How do you feel about doing that?
Part of the race
Super early.
Laps.
Really? Well. Oh, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we didn't pull. That was Uranus. He screwed up one into one and he lost us instead. We lost Mooney. I think he had to pit.
We heard the unfortunate news that Andy did have to pit. Not the way he wanted to end tonight, but definitely the way you wanted to end tonight. You're back where you belong, back on the podium. You know, the former champion, obviously.
Yeah, good race. Got a little bit of trouble there on the restart, but can't think of the driver. It's in the red car.
Uranus or
Sides on the apron, slid up into the back.
oof.
That. Got a fortunate caution. Get back on cycle and be able to drive up through.
So in our last little interview with you, you were telling us to really focus on turn 4 and focus on your entrance on turn 1. We watched right after that where you took yourself from, I think it was 14th place, around the inside, around over 6 people to get yourself back up into the lead pack. What have you done to your car to be able to do that when everybody else is not able to hold on? Or what have you done to your line?
Actually, I think a lot of that was tires. I was on mediums the entire race. A lot of people were kicking carbs.
Okay.
Couple that with cold tires on the restart.
Fair.
All washed up. Got out of the groove. Stayed low. Also, I've learned to dial a little bit of front downforce for the race just to help keep the front end planted. Keep it low.
Interesting. I couldn't agree more. So you and Rick stayed together for almost the entire race. There were obviously moments where that wasn't possible, but was that planned or did that just kind of happen? And I saw that you were locking in with Rick. I didn't see Rick locking in with you too much. What was going on there?
Well, yeah, that was my plan. I don't know if Rick was in with it or not. That's what I think going into the race. Going back to the Cup race at Daytona, him and I really worked well together. Every move he made sense to me. So I was comfortable working with him all race long. Yeah,
somebody that you know what they're going to do, you have the opportunity to predict them. You feel that's giving you a little bit of advantage.
Sorry, what's that?
Somebody that you know what they're going to do is who you're prioritizing putting yourself around. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you definitely want to be around someone you can predict. You get around a guy who you don't know what his next move is. You're just going to lose time. Whenever I'm around Rick, I know.
Nice.
I know when it's time to race, and I know when it's time to ride with.
You certainly did. We were rooting for you as you were coming off. Everybody had been trying to get up to pass Rick, and there were very few who succeeded. And as you grabbed him on that last lap, me and Roran were just going crazy in the booth because Rick was about to be dethroned. But alas, he put you into the wall.
A little bit, yeah. I was right behind him, using the draft to keep up with him, backing off in the corners to try to save a little tire.
Yeah.
And I saw he was last 5 laps or so. He was really starting to get off the bottom. And so I made a plan just to wait till the last lap to make a move. But then we had Khan as a lap car. I think that gave him a little bit of a draft coming off the floor to give him a little bit of an edge.
Nice. Well, do you have anybody to thank for this? Rick was using Blaze's tune. We have Mario's Hard Espresso that's putting this on for us. Who are some of the people that made this happen for you?
Definitely like to thank Mario's. It's very cool for them to come on. I'd like to thank Rick for putting this on, hosting. Congratulations to him. Thank Blaze because my bass tune is Blaze's tune.
Oh, wow. Blaze putting the sauce. Awesome.
Yeah. And I thank you guys for doing all this and making our little group here bigger than it's ever been.
Certainly. I mean, I know Thank you for the appreciation. I'm sure, Roran, anything you want to add?
He knows what I can say. I will say it.
I appreciate
That's
it.
I matter. I won't say it too much. I've said it plenty of times already, but me, commentator Wendy, matter.
Indeed, that's better.
Absolutely. I could not agree more.
Well, thank you, for jumping in with us, and I think we're gonna get our last element of the podium in here with us. Who are we bringing in? Who got third?
We had Grizz, I believe.
Grizz overtook you Canes in the last. I was so busy moving stuff around that I wasn't able to see who took it. Grizz moved up, man, fantastic. We didn't get in with him at all throughout the race.
No, he had a pretty mediocre race for most of it, and then he found a spot to get in. There was one person that reached out to me, said they wanted to do one. That was Mikey. Mikey not having the greatest of races. We can get him in here.
Yeah, Mikey was struggling with that Camaro, man. He was having those bottoming out issues. Seemed like he may have been overfueled a couple of times. It seemed like he was really fueling up for the long haul, and those cautions unfortunately came a little bit more often than I think he was planning for. If I really, we're still bringing Grizz in. Has Grizz made it here with us?
We're also going to bring Mike in as well. But we're going to bring Grizz in first, third place. We'll go ahead and bring him in now. I believe he is in now.
Here we are.
Yo.
Hello.
Alrighty. We've got third place finisher, Mr. Grizzly Green. How are you feeling after getting a podium?
Hey, it was unexpected, buddy. A couple lap cars brought me up there to the finish there.
Yeah, absolutely. We were seeing that, a lot of people weren't having the greatest of races, but definitely was not that much of a, not that horrible of a race for you, because you got podium, honestly, but, you weren't having the greatest of times for the first 70-ish laps, we'll call it that. How'd you move your way to the front?
Well, we ran hard tires for most of the race. That last one, we decided to go mediums. Should have ran mediums probably the whole race. Bumping, grinding, it was all over the place. Wasn't really involved in any cautions or anything of that nature, but we're definitely moving good out there. The couple lap cars right there at the end, we hopped on their trail and they brought us right up to TTE there, and the third there right at the end, last lap.
Now, which manufacturer were you running, Grizz?
Oh, we're in Ford.
You're in the Ford. So,
House racing. House racing.
what was it your tune? Was it somebody else's tune that you were running?
I was actually using a random tune, PPRL.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I ended up going with for the race, kind of just to throw in before we went.
Oh, man.
First Xfinity race here with these guys, and had a good time. Good race.
Rad. So,
Heard some
go ahead.
great work about Tsunami. His tunes been rotating around here.
It held pretty decent on hards. It held the whole held a lot better on mediums. The softs were nowhere near what the pole positioners were running, but I know how that goes sometimes. You run them fast ones, they don't really hold up there in the race.
That's the truth, man. And Tsunami is one of the best at really making a balanced tune that is easy to drive and holds on to tires super well. Is that what you found that you were able to do whenever you made that switch to mediums?
Absolutely. It was inside line was just there. Rubber was down. Was hoping to stick out a couple cautions, which I did. So with them hard tires, caught me a couple of positions, hoping to keep them. Fell back quite a few times. Right there towards the end, though, brought it home.
So, did you happen to pit on the last caution, or had your taking of mediums and the previous caution allowed you to stay out on track for position?
Nope, I took a pit there. What was it, lap 82? Or lap 80, we took the last caution. Took a pit there on mediums.
Awesome.
Those out.
Well, I mean, it got you the podium, so I mean, Roran, what do you think?
I mean, the only thing you missed out on tonight was, well, one, the win, obviously, but two, you were one spot off Hard Charger. I mean, the heck, you started 11th. You were in that pack for the whole race, and then you moved all the way up. You're one spot off Hard Charger. I mean, you're making your moves and you're doing it right. That's all I gotta say, is you're doing it right.
Couldn't agree more.
Expect big things. Expect big things out of the Mustang from Taurus. E-House Racing, we're coming over to Xfinity and we're making a move.
Hey, who's all in that with you?
You're looking at Truex, Listen Want Lizard, and Mikey M is also in E-House Racing. You guys working for you.
All right, we'll look forward.
View him as well. He's one of the contenders for Hard Charger. Your old teammate.
Before we jump off with you, just wanted to give you the opportunity. Is there anybody that you'd like to give a shout out to before we say goodbye?
Nope. Want to give a shout out to VRA, dude. You guys are on a great race, and look forward to more of them.
Fantastic. Appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
I mean, Grizz really got up and moved. You brought up how the Hard Charger, he was off by one place, but there were so many points through the race that we saw Grizz fall back. And there was one point in time that I remember him being back the better part of 21st. And if you look at that, going from 21st to 3rd, I mean, that's even further than what Jumpin climbed. Jumpin got, sorry, I said 23rd. I misspoke. We had a 22 car field. So I'll have to double check myself on that. But I mean, Grizz made his way up through the pack. Is Mikey coming in?
Yes, he is. One quarter of the Hard Charger points winner tonight, Mr. Mikey MM. We're gonna bring him in now. Hey, Mikey. Well, you here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Well, hey, I was a little surprised. You got back up to 6th spot. I was expecting you to be on podium tonight, but you got yourself in the top 10, which is pretty reasonable. But we wanted to get your words. First off, great comeback. We know we got you in earlier during the race. You said you were a little bit loose. You were shaking your butt around for us. It was a mighty fine show, by the way. But you're one quarter of the Hard Charger points winner right now. How do you feel about that?
I really don't know how I won Charger. I mean, I was horrible tonight. I mean, I wrecked multiple times. I came really, really close to spinning the car out multiple times. Car kept bottoming out over and over. I don't know how I finished 6th. I was terrible tonight. But I don't know how I came out of that in 6th. But I mean, I finished 6th, whether you like it or not. It's like what they say in the NFL: a win's a win, and a 6th is a 6th. It doesn't really matter how you finish 6th. But yeah, after last week's game crash that took me out of the race early, this is definitely the finish that I needed to really get back into this championship conversation. And of course, the Hard Charger points are definitely going to help me at least gain a little bit more ground for the points I lost last week. So yeah, race definitely wasn't pretty. Had some really, really bad moments, but overall, I'm glad that I came back from all of that to finish 6th and have somewhat of a good points day. So, but yeah, I'll take it. We'll move on. Definitely. Thank goodness we're not going to Sunset any time for the rest of the season. But I got some really good tracks coming up. So we'll just have to move on to next weekend and forget about this whole night.
So what do you think? What do you feel like happened to you tonight that made tonight so difficult for you? Was it the fact that it's a super speedway and that's not your thing? Was it the fact that you tried a new setup at the last minute? Was it something that your strategy was off? What played into your race tonight that made it difficult?
I've never really been good at Sunset to begin with. So I was going around testing new tunes because the one I was using before wasn't all that good. So I was really going around just testing like a bunch of tunes, and I happened to get Excavinator's tune at the last second. Shout out to him though, he finished ninth tonight. But yeah, I was just testing that tune around, and it was pretty good on soft tires. I didn't have the best qualifying lap by any means, um, but yeah, it was pretty good on soft tires, and I don't know, whenever I put some new tires on, that's when it was like snapping around and stuff. But yeah, I just didn't really have a lot of practice on the new tune, and Sunset really isn't my best track to begin with. But and it's not that I'm a bad super speedway racer. I was leading at Daytona coming out for nearly won that thing. It's not that I'm a bad super speedway racer. It's just that I had a new tune and not really all that good at Sunset to begin with. So, but yeah, that's all.
All right. Well, thanks for jumping in, man. Do you have anybody that you'd like to take a second to shout out, thank, or anything?
Shout out to Aluminum Pancake and me and Billy Jean. They were the ones that were They were really helping me out towards the end of that race, because really by the end of the race, I was really kind of checking you up in turn 3 and 4, just trying so hard not to spin the car out. But yeah, shout out to Billy and Pancake, man. They helped me stay in the draft and helped me eventually get that 6th place finish. Shout out to them though.
Word. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. I will go ahead and move to the next one after this. Mikey, thanks so much for sitting in the booth with us and talking us through your race.
No problem, guys. Have a good night.
You as well.
You as well.
And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to get to the other hard chargers tonight. There are some scheduling conflicts that are coming in. So with that, we're going to go ahead and close this thing out. We want to take a second to remind everybody that you can jump on to drinkmarios.com or marioshardeespresso.com and use code VRA10 to be able to get 10% off your next purchase of Mario's. Mario's, the best tasting combination of caffeine and a good time that you're sure to find. Roran, what do you have to add to this?
Oh, I'd just like to say that you can use code VRA10 at drinkmarios.com on your next purchase. Mario's, you matter just as much as I do.
With that, I think I'm going to say good night.